Pastor Adeboye, thank you for releasing Seeking. Perhaps you have something to do with it or not. But Pastor Adeboye, highly respected religious leader, has instructed his followers to fast for 100 days. 100 days now, let's pause and think. A year has 365 days, and out of that, people have been asked to fast for almost a third of the entire year. Logically speaking, what is the purpose of such an instruction? Is it spiritual discipline, a divine revelation, or just an extreme religious exercise? Even Jesus Christ, whom Christianity is modeled after, fasted for 40 days. If 40 days were enough for Jesus, what makes 100 days necessary for ordinary men and women who have daily responsibilities, job, businesses, and families to take care of? Is there something in the spirit that suddenly makes 100 days more powerful than 40? Or is this just an arbitrary number meant to test endurance rather than faith? Beyond the spiritual implications, let's talk about the biological and practical effects of prolonged fasting. The human body kind of requires proper nutrition to function optimally. Extended fasting, if not properly managed, can lead to malnutrition, weakness, and serious health complications. The question is, how can people be productive members of society when they are constantly drained, weak, and unable to focus? Are they supposed to neglect their families, their businesses, and their national responsibilities just to fulfill an instruction that may not even be necessary? And then, someone dared to question this directive and insulted Pastor Adeboye, which is Seeking, by pointing out the high cost of tuition in his institutions and how his schools are inaccessible to the common man. Pastor Adeboye only focused on the fasting. You didn't focus on the school and why the school prices are so high. If the church is truly for the people, why are these institutions structured in a way that exclude the same congregation that funds them? If sacrifice is being demanded from the members, should the leaders or the leadership not also make sacrifices? Another question that must be asked is, why is it that God only speaks to one man and that man then instructs thousands or millions to follow blindly? Are we to assume that God does not communicate with any other person among his congregation? I think that faith should not be blind obedience. It should be built on understanding and personal conviction. A relationship with God should be personal, not dictated by a single authority. Now, let's look at the larger, bigger picture. Is this directive considering the current state of the nation? I think Nigeria is facing economic struggles, high inflation, and insecurity. People need energy and mental strength to work, to think critically, and to contribute meaningfully to society. If large portion of the population are weakened by excessive fasting, who benefits? Certainly not the people, and certainly not the nation. So, religious practices should uplift society, not suppress it. There is no productivity in blind suffering. Sacrifice should be meaningful, not imposed as a greed or as a rigid on and making unrealistic demand. Members of any religious group should have the right to question directive, and even if they are not their group, they should still be able to ask, because certain things affect their health, can affect people's health, their productivity, and their well-being. So probably I wouldn't support the way Seeking shade after Pastor Adeboye, looking at even the age difference, looking at the fact of what Pastor Adeboye actually represents. And to be honest, while I was in Ikoyi Correctional Center, that was last year, I saw that Redeemed Church occasionally, once in probably a month or so, once in 2 months, they bring rice for people in the prison once. And that's fine. Maybe that's what they are capable of doing, but it doesn't matter. We need people to be productive and we need to watch about their well-being. So I ask, where is the logic in all these things that Pastor Adeboye is saying? Where is the benefit to society? Are people truly growing spiritually, or are they being manipulated into a cycle that does not serve them in any real way? I think it is time for people to open their eyes and understand that faith should build, not break. It should empower and not weaken. So let us think critically, Nigerians. Thank God Pastor Adeboye has said that he asked us to fast. I did not ask him to fast, and he put his mouth to talk about the school. Then I would have applauded your stuff, because King spoke about those two. Talk about the second one. Why my school is so expensive is because you are learning from the Holy Spirit directly.
When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. They never hear anything at all. Then go hear pansa pansa. When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. They never hear anything at all. Then go hear pansa pansa.